Hey, you guys, turn the music down. We're about to pull up right now.
Arriving at your destination in 50 feet. Welcome to 6th Street Entertainment with Jordan, Josh, and Junior. Download on all major podcasting platforms and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Enjoy the show.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is Jordan, and I'm back bringing you guys episode 71 of 6th Street Entertainment Podcast. Riding almost solo today. Josh ended up getting a stomach bug, and Junior ended up. Oh, I don't know where Junior's at. I think he's in Tijuana again.
Probably. Shit.
But we do got not a special guest no more. We're bringing strong, great Tony OG onto the show.
Back. Yep.
We got a new member here. You've seen him on here before. You've seen him streaming on Twitch before.
Oh yeah.
And now Tony is a part of 6th Street Entertainment, so we'd like to welcome him on. Thank you for being here, Tony.
Oh yeah.
So today's show, minus two of the main people that are usually here, gonna be fairly quick as we're approaching the summer. We got summer games coming up. No E3 this year, but we do got a ton of showcases, which I do got a couple of them that we're gonna go over today, and we're gearing up to get ready for those. So the news has been kind of light. We have had Tears of the Kingdom that just came out, and that's pretty much taken over all the news. Tears of the Kingdom's everywhere you look. You've seen the new Zelda, Tony? You seen anything on it?
Not yet, but I will get into it.
Get into it? What, you getting a Switch?
No, not yet, but no.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom's been I mean, I guess it's been a 10 out of 10 game pretty much. Everywhere that I've seen, IGN, GameSpot, everywhere is giving it perfect scores, or it's a 9 out of 10 or 4.9 out of 5. One of the best games to come out, and probably a good thing that it released so well, because it kind of took the spotlight off Redfall, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, and probably have some gameplay later on today for you here. But starting out, before we get into all that news and stuff, do got a couple games I wanted to go over. It's not three new games. If you haven't heard the previous couple episodes, it'll be three new games to you guys. But got Marvel's Midnight Suns. That one, I know I'm really late to the game on that one. I've been wanting to get that one for a while. And I got it finally. It was on sale, and that one's been cool. It's different from what I'm used to playing. Definitely, it's turn-based, so we know I don't play that much turn-based games. And then on top of that, it's got the card aspect into it, which is how you do all your attacks and your abilities and power-ups and everything. So it's not just turn-based where you're selecting moves and everything. You have to draw these cards into this deck, and hopefully you get, the attacks or whatever you want to be able to complete the strategy that you want to use in this battle. And I think what really sold me on the Marvel's Midnight Suns was the card thing, because like I said, I'm not big into the turn-based games and stuff, but when Marvel Snap came out on the phones, and we talked about Marvel Snap a bunch in the previous episodes, I really kind of wasn't into that, but that was doing really well, and people are saying the card-based thing was really fun. We'll go play Marvel Snap, and the card-based thing is what kept me into it. So when I heard Midnight Suns was cards also as well, I knew it was turn-based. That kind of made me a little more curious of it, and I gave it a try, and I ended up liking it, but I'm still really, really early on in it, so I'll probably come back to that one in later episodes. The next one I want to talk about is Crime Boss. Just did a stream on that one yesterday, I believe it was. Yeah, I did a couple hours on that one yesterday, if you caught that. Also posted that up on the Facebook and Twitter if you're on there. If you're not on Facebook and Twitter, make sure you go follow us. That's 6th Street Entertainment on Facebook, Twitter. Find us on YouTube also for the videos.
absolutely.
Um, but Crime Boss is so if you played Payday 2, Crime Boss is pretty much like to me actually it's almost like a little bit watered down Payday 2 because I was talking to Junior and Josh or posting in our chat that we got on Discord and it seems like Payday gives you it's a little more I would say complicated. There's a little more in depth to it. Um which that's what I liked about Crime Boss. I got into Payday 2 way late. Payday 2's been out I think I've been seeing it's already been out 10 years since 2013. Payday 2 came out. But you know, and especially in 10 years, you got a lot of time to add stuff. Crime Boss is still very, very new games. I think within a couple months new. And Crime Boss was I think a little more simpler in the sense like it didn't give you as much to do or how you approach the missions. I think it's a little simpler where there's not as many avenues or different ways you can get into a building. It's kind of just like, you know, you go here, you get in this way or you get in this way. And that's what I think I liked about it. 'Cause Payday 2, like I said, coming into it late, I felt like I was behind on it. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I was just kind of going in and doing whatever the hell. Um, but Crime Boss actually like kind of eased me into it a little bit more, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I know it got really, really bad reviews. The voice acting, I gotta say, is not great. It's almost so bad it's funny. Chuck Norris has probably some of the worst, voice acting in it, definitely. It's got all those big names in it. The guy from Machete, was it Danny Trejo, I think? I think that's his
I think
name.
so. Mhm.
Um, yeah, they got, Michael Madsen in it, I wanna say his name is, and then Chuck Norris, of course.
Mhm.
But yeah, for the actors they got in it, I was really surprised how bad the voice acting was to it. Um, other than that, though, it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a roguelike game, so it's weird, and I heard this as a knock against it when it first came out. People are saying that it was weird that it was a roguelike game being a game like Payday, where if you die, you saw this, Tony, when
Yeah,
you
I
came
did
over
saw
and I
it.
was playing. When I was doing the campaign and I died, you restart
Mhm.
at the beginning of the campaign over again, and you go had to go
Oh,
back and
yeah.
do all that stuff again. Where in a game like this, it wouldn't normally be like that. It wouldn't normally be like a roguelike. It'd be like missions or levels. You know, if you fail the mission, you fail the mission. If you
Mm.
um if you didn't beat the level, you just restart at that same level or whatever.
Just like
Not
Returnal.
this one's just like Returnal, yeah. So
Mhm.
it's kind of a weird choice they went with, but I kind of like it because it's not that's also one of the things I felt that differentiated it away from Payday 2. Where I was saying it was a lot like it. That's one of the things that set it apart. I think that's one of the things that's keeping me going on it too, because I'm motivated to try and get that campaign done, and that no death playthrough.
Oh, yeah.
So, there'll definitely be more streaming of that I stream that not on my own channel and Chitty Jank, but on this channel on 6th Street. So make sure you tune in for that, give us a follow, and, check that out when we get online with that next. And then the last one is Redfall. So, I think our last episode, I wanna say I don't know if Redfall was out already or not. Um, I think Redfall came out just after that last one that we did, and it got it's been bombed already. We're probably late to the show on reviewing this, and we may talk about it again. I don't know because Junior and Josh aren't on in this one, and I was hoping
Nope.
they'd be on in this one for this talk. We're supposed to be doing um that game day for it tonight, and we should still be. I think me and Tony will still be on. And then maybe even get Helen on there. We'll see if we can. But it's man, I'm gonna contradict myself probably a lot in this. I see both sides of it. So the review came out and it's bad. For it being a AAA game that came out and everyone's expecting big things from Xbox on this one, it was a disappointment. Just to people. All right, so what people are saying was a disappointment was all the bugs that were in it. You know, if you've seen the videos, you run up to some of the vampires and they don't hit you. Oh, before I guess before we go into that any farther,
Yeah.
if for those who don't know what Redfall is about, Redfall is an open world game where you're running around. It's kind of a Far Cry like game where it's a go here, do this, go here, do that, and you're just going to each location doing these objectives. But you have this big open world that you can explore, go through, loot items, get better guns and stuff like that. And the enemies are vampires. You have cultists, which are humans, and those are the ones who kind of are like on the vampire side. They want the world to end and want to see it burn. And so you're fighting them along with the vampires, and then there's like I want to say like a militia group. I can't remember what they're called, but they're trying to just um kill, they're not on your side, but they're trying to get rid of the vampires and the cultists as well. So it's kind of like two different armies you're fighting. So some of the going back to the bugs that the game had that I saw from people were running up to some of the vampires, and it's a game about vampires. Vampires are supposed to have these superhuman powers and stuff, and people were just running up to them, and the vampires are just sitting there floating, staring at them. They're not even attacking them and stuff like that. So the AI was really broken to where sometimes it wouldn't attack. It's not very hard to, I guess, predict its attacks, so you can easily like just move out of the way, like take a couple steps to the left and dodge their hit and keep smacking them. And I did see that actually in some people's videos. They were doing that. Some people would be fighting three vampires at once, just running around in a circle, like just holding their stick to the left, just hitting them until they
Damn.
were all dead. Now, I gotta say, if you watched my last stream on Redfall, that was on our Sixth Street Entertainment channel as well, I tried doing that. I think I got into a fight with three vampires, and I was even saying during the stream, like, "Oh, I just got done watching a video on this. I know what to do. I know the secret." And I tried running around and just hitting them the whole time, and it didn't work for me. They ended up whooping my ass, but I don't know if that. And I saw more than one video where people were having that problem, so I don't know if it was just happening to specific people, or if it was certain vampires, like a certain area of the map it happened to, or a certain mission. I don't know. That was one of them. Another one is just people would be running, they wouldn't have a gun. It would look like their like wrists are broken, just holding an invisible gun. Um, there was, I think, disconnect issues, issues connecting with friends, multiple different stuff to that stuff that AAA game, a big AAA game that was hyped up for its release as this one was, should not have had at all. It was kind of an embarrassment almost. And then on top of that, it being the studio that it was, Arcane, who I can only really speak for Deathloop. I played a little. I played quite a bit of Deathloop. I got to be around 20 hours or so. Um, but they have Dishonored, which I know is highly praised. They have the game Prey, which I know is highly praised. And people were just not expecting this at all. Uh, the other thing that people were saying um, was that the game it brought nothing new to the genre. It was supposed to be a looter shooter. Like I said, you're going around finding other guns that are higher levels, have um, better stats, and what's the word I'm looking for? Better abilities. Guns have
Mhm.
different abilities, like you can reload faster. Um, some might give you more headshot damage, or so on and so forth. Uh, they they were saying that it brought nothing new to that looter shooter genre. I mean, I guess there's other games that have not exactly that as it had, like some of the characters. So my character's ability in Redfall, I forget the guy's name, but I have an ability where I can go invisible. I can pull up this little crow, and it kind of like puts a like, I don't know how much meter radius, but a circle around you to where any enemy in that circle gets highlighted red, even if they're through walls. So it's like a spotting mechanic. And then the third ability that you unlock that I have with him is this sniper rifle that auto locks on, and it does super high damage. If not, I think it may just kill people in one hit from what I've seen. Another person that or a couple other people that are in there that have abilities, like this one girl, she has this lift that she could throw down, and it's like a so I heard from another podcast, it was like a Halo 3 grav lift. I forgot what podcast I listened to, like Giant Bombcast or something that said that. But it's like that. You throw something down and you can like launch up onto two-story houses or up a ledge or a mountain or something like that. And
That'd be
then
tight.
yeah, and then her ability is it's called like vampire ex-boyfriend or something, where she summons this vampire and he just goes on like a rampage killing stuff. And I guess it's supposed to be really good. I haven't seen that one. I've really just seen my character because I've really just played by myself a little bit. I think I played a little bit with Junior, but it was like really, really little. Um and okay, so going back to what I was saying though, I guess there's other looter shooters that are it's very similar, you know. So Division 2, you have characters that got their own character ability or own special weapon, and same thing. You're going around, you're finding those upgraded and higher level weapons with better abilities. I I can understand that. The thing also I don't get though is they already came out and said that this was gonna be a Far Cry-like game. When I take a step back and I look at it, I really feel that they got really close to Far Cry, and I say that too because I've been playing Far Cry 6 recently. Granted, I feel like Far Cry 6 does have a lot more to it. Far Cry 6 is also not a new IP. Far Cry 6 is at least the 6th game in this series, so they have a formula. They already know what they're doing. People are saying I heard that people are saying this is the worst game ever. I don't know if
Really?
people are trying to be funny, people are over exaggerating, but to say it's the worst game ever, I'm sorry, but that's the most idiotic thing I've freaking heard. I
That's
mean,
stupid.
that for one, I think that's an opinionated statement. Yeah, you know, it's the game's not going to be for everyone. Me myself, I'm enjoying the game, and I don't want to turn this into defending the game because, like I said, they missed a lot of things with the whole like bugginess, dropping the ball on that. They, I wish there was a little more to the game to side with that side of the argument, but I would not say the worst game ever. There's still plenty in here to do. I'm still having fun with it. Like I said, the problems that people were having, the bugs that people were having with disappearing weapons, vampires not attacking them, it being too easy, this or that. I I didn't really have those same problems or experience those same problems, but I did see a lot of people did. There's a lot of video evidence out there on YouTube, Twitch, etc. Um, but the worst game ever, I do not think so. On top of that, we all remember the state that Cyberpunk 2077 when it was in when it launched, and I hear that one get brought up in a lot of comparisons when people have been talking about this game because pretty much every single video game podcast that if you listen to since this game's come out has already hit on this. Like I said, we're late coming at it 3 weeks later after it comes out. Um, but Cyberpunk 2077 that had a super buggy, rocky launch, and I was still having fun with it. Um, I know a lot of people hated on that one, said they were gonna wait for that one until they fixed it. They ended up fixing it, and now people are loving that game. A bunch of people went back to the game. Granted, I do see a lot of people saying after they fixed the 60 frames per second patch in, which that was another ball drop on that. I don't want to defend that at all. That shouldn't have launched with 30 frames per second at all. Uh, I do see a lot of people saying when they patch that back in and get it up to 60 that they will come back to it. And when they get a patch in that fixes the bugs, they'll come back to it. That's understandable. The people that aren't giving it a shot, that saying they're done with it completely, even if they fix that stuff, like, I mean, I look at it as you're lost for one, but how are you going to judge it and go give a review on it when you're not even playing it? I even heard people trying to give reviews on it that didn't even play it.
Mm,
It doesn't make any sense.
it
Uh,
doesn't.
it's yeah, it's really really dumb. I have heard that this studio. It's been stated that this studio wants to cater to this game. I believe it was said like they did see a Thieves, which That's another one, Sea of Thieves, and that was one that I was against when it came out. When Sea of Thieves came out, I felt like that game had nothing in it. It was bare. I was mad. I know if Junior and Josh were on here right now, that they can attest to that and say that, um, that's true. And look at what Sea of Thieves is now. Sea of Thieves is huge with a crap
Oh
load of
yeah.
content right now.
Mhm.
So if they end up doing with Redfall what they did with Sea of Thieves, I'm all for that. Like I said, as I could see that they could do a lot with this game, they can do a lot more with it. I mean, I'm not a game designer or anything, and I don't work on games or code games, but I believe that a lot of the stuff that are little, fixes with it, the little problems, the little bugs, vampires not attacking, the AI, this and that, I feel like that could be fixed. I mean, hell, with Dying Light 2, I want to say just recently, it was they put in something that made the zombies attack more, like made them 10% more aggressive or something. It said like that in the patch notes. So if you can do that, I feel like you could patch something in for the vampires as well. Making them more aggressive, adding more to it. A lot of people were saying that the world seemed kind of dead. There wasn't like a lot of enemies out roaming around. Well, if you watched my last stream, and I made sure I made a mention of that, there's plenty of enemies roaming around in my game. I'd be just walking and there'd be a vampire down a walkway or something or behind a tree. My, on top of that, it's like if you're comparing it to Far Cry, yeah, there's a lot more going on enemy wise around the map, this and that. You got tanks rolling around, but it's a different environment too. This is a vampire world to me. It makes sense that the towns are bare. No one's out running around on the streets because you got monsters out running around. So it makes complete sense to me. People are saying that they want more going on. I guess you could do it in a way, in a sense, you could figure out a way to do it to add stuff in here and there, but the first thing I thought of when people were saying that, if you think of the movie, I think it was 30 Days a Night, the vampire movie in Alaska. That town is dead after that town goes dark. Yeah, there's people here and there in the buildings, and in a lot of
Yeah.
the buildings running around in Redfall, there is people. Um, but the town outside is dead. You don't got kids outside playing with vampires running
Mm.
around. So I think it goes with what they're trying to do with the whole I think it goes with the theme. Definitely. Uh like I said, we may talk about this again, may or may not talk about this again with Junior and Josh if they get their hands on with it and we can get other opinions cuz I think it would I know Junior when I talked to him when we played, he stated that he hadn't even heard about the reviews. And he didn't even know really how bad it was doing. So that's like, you're kind of getting a new perspective on it. Someone coming in with a clear head on it and just seeing, talking about what's getting put in right in front of them. By the time I had played it, had already listened to a lot of reviews on it and read a lot of stuff about it. So I already kind of was going into it disappointed. But honestly, I wasn't as disappointed as I thought I would be. I'm still, like I said, very much so having fun with it. Um, we still are going to play it tonight. I believe me, Tony, and possibly Helen, like I said, if we can get her on there. And then, yeah, tune in, give us a follow, subscribe to our channel, come see for
Yep, yep.
yourself that I was not having the same problems as I was as seeing on other people's channels. Uh, right. That does it for my 3 games I got. We do have some news to get into, but first of all, Tony, we've been seeing you streaming, coming up, popping up online a bunch on Twitch recently. And
Oh, yes.
you've been playing Hogwarts Legacy most recently. I think we talked about that on here. Our last episode, we were talking about it. You jumping on there and playing. But you had just recently beaten Forspoken as well. And I know you
Yeah.
wanted to tell us about Forspoken. I'm curious to hear about it. So go ahead.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all you.
Okay. So, in case you guys don't know what Forspoken is an action open world RPG single player game, and I was playing it on PlayStation 5, and I had bought the digital deluxe version.
Hang on one second.
What?
Just lean back from your mic just a little bit.
Leaning it? Okay, that's fine.
Lean back. Yeah, got loud
All
in
right.
there.
That's fine. Sorry about that. All right. So the deluxe version comes with a DLC for In Tonga We Trust, the prequel story DLC early access, and it came with extras for the rare resource kit, Forspoken mini soundtrack, Forspoken mini art book, and in case you're wondering how much it is, it's 94.99 on both PS5 and PC, and it's worth it for the replayability. You could collect a lot of loot, crafting your gear and magic upgrades, and doing side missions or main story missions and fighting enemies. You gain experience for leveling up your character and finding mana and doing activities for finding locations for Pilgrim's Refuge, Belfry, Village, Fortress, Cave, and Ruin. So I'll talk about the Forspoken story and how it all started. Frey, a young woman who was abandoned near the Holland Tunnel as a newborn, appears in court for theft and is sentenced to community service. She is ambushed by the gang she stole from, but escapes to her accommodation in her cat, Homer. The gang sets the building ablaze, but Frey and Homer escape. Now homeless, Frey trusts Homer to her sentencing judge and visits Holland Tunnel on her birthday. She is drawn to a mysterious bangle, also known as Chip, which activates a portal that draws her into Athia. To get back home in New York City, she can, well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Frey has to listen to Chip to do his orders to kill Prave, Silva, and Ola's Tangas. With her spell power, she could do purple magic. That's Frey's ability to do earth-based magic, and she later gets Silva's red magic. Her ability is fire. Prave's blue magic, which is water, and she then Ola's green magic ability, which is thunder and lightning. There are different game endings you can choose, good and bad. I choose the to pick the good ending. I like the game. The story was good. It took me 4 weeks to beat. And yes, there were a couple of bugs in the game, like taking no fall damage in some cases, but it did run at 60 frames per second smoothly. I recommend Forspoken if you can get into the story. And in case you don't know, it's out on PS5 and PC.
All right, thanks, Tony. So one thing I want to ask you, I know this
Yeah,
game.
go ahead.
They said this game flopped. I want to ask you more about the bug. So in cases of taking no fall damage, like you're talking about just jumping from a high point and landing
Mhm.
or whatever, and not taking no damage or whatever. That would happen every once in a while when it was supposed to.
Mhm.
Was there anything else other than that? Like, you ever have the game crashing, start lagging?
No, it didn't crash on me, but I know I had some little bit of lags when I'm jumping a little bit. But yeah, I wasn't taking a lot. Like you're on like a cliff, like a little edge on the side.
Uh huh.
That's how I wasn't taking any damage. Because if you stay on that one cliff with those little edge on those little rocks, that's how you could jump even higher. That's why I've noticed I wasn't getting any. It's just the weirdest thing when I first played it. So yeah, when it came out, because if you guys haven't pre-ordered it, you get the PlayStation like logo. That's pretty cool.
What do you mean you get the
Uh,
PlayStation logo?
if you pre-order Forspoken,
Where do you get the logo?
you oh damn. So
What, like in
so
the
how
game?
yeah, in the game only. So if you haven't pre-ordered, I don't know if you'll still get it or not, but if it's a launch day, you will get it. So I don't know if you can still get it or not. So that's all I know so far. But it's pretty cool.
So what you mentioned that the DLC is getting ready to come out in Tanta We Trust.
Yes.
What
So that game's gonna come out till May 26th, but if you haven't purchased the digital deluxe version, you get it 3 days early on March 23rd. That's only if
uh,
you get the game. Yeah, so if you didn't get the deluxe version, it's only out for the 26th. If someone who bought the deluxe, then it's May 23rd.
how much is so the deluxe version comes with it then, or like does the deluxe version have like the season pass or something like
Yes.
that?
Yes, it comes with a season pass with the deluxe version.
Okay, so do you know what the price is on it without the season pass?
Um It did not say the price on it, but I know you could still get it with the season pass, but I don't know how much it is right now as of now.
All right,
They haven't released it.
I'm gonna switch over to our trailer view right here because Tony
Yeah.
showed me the trailer for the new Tantum.
We
Was it
trust.
Tanta We
In
Trust?
Tessa we trust.
And it looks freaking cool. And I know, like I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
like I mentioned, that the game supposedly flopped. I cannot figure this out why the game flopped. I'll go ahead and play this as a minute long, real
Wow.
quick.
I think
So
you're gonna like it.
I got a question for you. This ability where she wait, this isn't the character you play, is it?
Ooh,
The girl they just showed?
Ray?
Is that the character that you are?
Yes, the one with the brown hair, she's kinda, like, tannish, that's Ray.
Okay, so the same girl that you are in the DLC, that's the
Yes,
same one you are in
yes,
the original game.
you're
Okay.
you're literally you're just literally playing the same character through the story to the DLC.
See, this looks freaking badass.
That's it. You're not changing any character or nothing, you're staying with that same person the whole time.
That what I was gonna ask you though, that little ability where she was teleporting in the beginning and hitting people, can you actually do that like a teleporting thing?
No, you don't. I don't know for the new DLC, but I think you could. I'm not 100% sure on it, but there's other abilities she could actually do. So those are the only four magic you get, like red magic, purple, green, and then other.
Okay.
So yeah, there's all different. But I know they're making a new magic in the new DLC though that I know is gonna be cool. I don't know what it's called yet,
Oh,
but they're gonna.
maybe it possibly is then if you're saying
There's
that's the new magic, maybe you're gonna be able what's the so wait, what do the other abilities do? What's the other magic do?
which one are you talking about? The
Well, you said
which one?
there's other ones. How many other one or which other ones? Start telling about them.
Well, there's 4 magic right now. There's purple, there's red, there's green, and there's blue. So the purple one is like base like earth abilities. You can use like kind of like plants for the purple, like kind of like you use like against environment, other enemies and stuff. So the purple one's pretty cool. And
So
the
you
fire.
can wait, so you
Oh,
can make like plants attack enemies and stuff like that?
oh yeah, you could do all that.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's the next one?
So the red's magic is like just fire abilities. So you could do a lot of abilities with fire. You could like have your enemies called Legion, but there's other abilities you could do. But I like the red magic so far. So it like burns the enemies super quick. And then the other one I kind of like is the blue magic. So it's kind of like water type of thing you use. But if say if you're in the water, you could literally just like surf in the water with just her magic only. Like say you don't want to swim, you switch her like ability to like blue magic. You
Yeah.
could literally just like glide basically what kind of like you're surfing or whatever. You're just using her own magic and you got like a time limit. If you reach that time limit, then yeah, you'll be in the water until it like refreshes and then you can use your ability again. So no, it's really good. I mean, it does a lot of stuff for it.
That's cool. See, I mean, hearing that and then just seeing the video that we just saw for the people
Mhm.
watching, um, it looks freaking awesome. It looks like a badass game. I don't know if I honestly I have no idea if I'd be able to fit it into everything that I got on my list of games to beat, but I would like to if I got a chance. You bought it digitally, right?
I did, yes.
Ah, dang it. I was thinking about that too. I was like, if he bought it on disc, maybe I'll ask to borrow it after, but
No, I bought it in digital. But the green magic's pretty cool too. It's like thunder and lightning. You're just lightning enemies. You could do a lot of abilities with it. So the green magic is pretty good too. So it depends which ability you like the most for each magic. So it's based on how you feel about it. So
so
if you, oh, go ahead.
how is she like getting around? Like I saw it when we were watching the DLC, she kind of like
Uh,
was floating through the air and then she grabbed onto a ledge like with some whip or vine. Maybe it's one of the
oh,
vines, the ability or something. She was like spinning. How does she get around? Is that part of the magic or is that
that's part of the magic. So that's part of the magic. That's only she gets the red magic. That's the only way you get the whip and all that stuff. When you like spin around, you just
oh, and you can
like
like launch yourself
you
and
go
stuff?
launch yourself. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
the only way you get the magic if you continue doing the stories. Like there's like 12 chapters, like the whole story, and then chapter 13 is like the prequel, what it all started. So yeah, that's how you got to get like magic where it all began. So you got to work your way to get the unlock the magics, and can do like a lot of activities to unlock like abilities for it, but you gotta like do like spellcraft challenges, and you can make your upgrades like +5 for each of your magic when you're doing like you say like enemies and like you're running and stuff, and that's how you unlock it. So it's
Okay,
pretty
I
easy.
gotcha.
hmm
All
So
right,
basically,
well,
it just helps your character to like get powered up.
gotcha. So you you said you did have the season pass then because you bought the deluxe
Yes.
edition, right? So you'll
Yes.
be playing that DLC then, right?
Oh yes.
All right, so go ahead and shout out your Twitch and make sure you guys check out Tony on his Twitch channel when he goes live to check out that new Tanta and Trust. Tanta We Trust.
Oh yes.
Check out the new DLC for that. What's your Twitch, Tony?
It's twitch.tv/Strong Great Tony OG.
And since Tony is now part of Sixth Street Entertainment as well, you'll also be finding him streaming here on the Sixth Street channel from time to time.
Yep, in the future.
All right. So that's your game you had. I went through my 3 games. I think we're into the little bit of news that we got here now, right?
Mm.
All right, let's get into the news.
All right, we got coming up talking about we were mentioning showcases earlier. The first thing we got getting ready to come up here is the PlayStation showcase that got announced. Um that is set for May 24th, coming in 4 days. So it'll be this, let's see, what's the 24th? This coming Wednesday. And this I'm excited to see this PlayStation showcase, I got to say, above probably even Xboxes because PlayStation's been delivering with games. Um they just have. And not only that, but there is word that it's Ben Studios. They're supposed to be announcing something very, very soon. And if those of you who don't know Ben Studios, that's the Oregon studio out of Bend, go figure. That they did the game Days Gone. If you played Days Gone, did you ever play that one, Tony, for PlayStation?
No, I have not. I heard about it, but
Oh,
I need to
dude.
get into it. But I'm
You,
still waiting for the remastered version. That's the only thing I'm waiting on.
is there a remastered coming?
They're thinking about it. I don't know if you read
Uh,
on it or nothing like that.
hang
I
on,
did hear a rumor about it.
hang on. Let's see right here. This was PS5 Days Gone blows my mind. They're saying that I see Days Gone
Okay.
receives PS5 upgrade. Oh, Days Gone got well, it looks
Yeah.
like it got a PS5 upgrade.
Yes.
Well, it's
So
time
it's
for you
probably
to
like
play now.
I know. Get into it.
Yeah, it says they got it running at 60 frames per second. Everyone says it looks amazing. That's what everything's saying on here. But anyways, the Days Gone studio. If you haven't played Days Gone is one of those games you got to play it. It's really really good. It has a great story to it. And they're supposed to be announcing something new. And so far, it's being rumored that their next announcement could be at this showcase in 4 days. And people are speculating that it could be Days Gone number 2, which that's what I'm hoping and praying for too. Days Gone 2 would be awesome right now. And then next up, we have BlizzCon. I think it was this last episode we talked about QuakeCon was going to be the first. I think it was QuakeCon. I could be wrong. It was going to be the first event to come back in person since COVID took off. And looks like BlizzCon is going to be following that. BlizzCon 2023 is returning to Anaheim as an in-person event. This is on gamingtrend.com. It says BlizzCon has been held online for the previous 4 years, but this year the convention returns to form. Today, Blizzard announced that Anaheim Convention Center will host BlizzCon 2023 on November 3rd through 4th. Check out the full announcement and trailer below. So, we're actually, let's see. How long is this trailer? Yeah, actually, we could pull this trailer up. So, if you're watching, if we're going to pull up the trailer for BlizzCon 2023, save the date.
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
All right. So that was trailer for BlizzCon 2023 coming later this year. I like how when I full screen it, it throws the screen off on here.
Yeah, I've
and
noticed that.
and so it looks like not it didn't take too long after QuakeCon announced that they were coming back that another company followed suit. So I guess let's see how many more events are going to start taking place. Maybe E3 will come back. Maybe we're all wrong, and E3
Hopefully,
will end up coming back next year.
3 years they've been delaying so much E3s.
All right. So, and then speaking of all the showcases, we got the Summer Games coming up, and this we'll be adding to this. This is IGN's list right here that I have pulled up. It says 10 plus gaming events to know about in June 2023. And I'll just go down this list real quick. We got starting it off May 24th with PlayStation, June 1st through 30th. Awesome. The whole freaking month is IGN Summer Gaming 2023. June 7th is Guerrilla Collective. June 8th, Summer Gamefest. June 10th, Future Game Show. June 11th is Final Fantasy 16 pre-launch celebration, Xbox Showcase, and the Starfield Direct. June 11th is a big day for Xbox. June 12th is Ubisoft Forward. Oh, 11th again. They're out of order here. So the 11th is not only Xbox, Final Fantasy, Starfield, but it's also PC Gaming Show. And then still to be decided for the date. It will be Upload VR, Wholesome Direct, and then they got a Nintendo Direct with a question mark here. So a ton of game shows coming up, and while we're on that subject, we'll let you guys know now that the schedule for these next episodes is kind of going to be funny with all the game shows coming up. We're gonna try and do some live reaction ones. We're gonna try and watch some on our own, and then just kind of review them for you during some shows. And then we're going to and then some we might just skip altogether. But we it's not it may not be 3 weeks a show. We may have a show a week. We may have a show in the middle of the week. Our schedule on this is going to be kind of weird. So just make sure you got us followed everywhere, and stay tuned for that information. We will post up days and times ahead, at least 24 hours in advance on Twitter and Facebook. So keep an eye on those two and make sure you follow us on there if you're not, to keep ahead of that. Okay. So that is the Summer Games. Next up, I'll go over Dead by Daylight had their 7th anniversary stream that aired yesterday, and I watched it like 3 times already. I made Helen watch it once, but if you're a Dead by Daylight fan, there's a lot of stuff to be happy about. They showed a lot of stuff during it. I don't remember every single thing, but I'll touch on the things I do remember. First, they did show off the new killer and the new survivor that's getting ready to come. I believe they said June 15th. So that's like another 2-3 weeks, something like that. And it looks like the new killer, I can't remember if they said the name of it. I think they did say the name of it. I don't remember. The new chapter is called End Transmission, and they're going to be getting into the sci-fi horror genre now. And how it looks like the new killer works is, well, I guess I'll tell you his origin story first. His origin story is this robot that was out on like a space mission with some, astronauts or whatever, a space team. And the robot runs into some alien life form, and this robot's taken over and transformed, and basically now he's out to try and kill every human that's left. So one of his abilities, it looks like, is going to be, or his ability, it looks like it's going to be, he could shoot out these pods that can stick onto things. And I don't know if it's going to be like an automated thing or you're going to be able to control it, but those pods will then be like a kind of like a surveillance system for any survivors that get close or get in the vicinity of it. It's going to shoot out smaller pods that try and hit the survivor. And it, from what it looks like during the trailer's already out on YouTube, or you can go back and watch this whole 7th anniversary stream. I'm pretty sure I did share this. This got shared on our Facebook, I know. When he attaches himself to that survivor, it looks like he can teleport or pop up next to him in some way or form. And it looks like the pod might actually hurt him. It takes some does some damage to him. because it looks like when he pops up, he could just kind of one hit them and they go down. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. Yeah, time will tell on that one, but the trailer's out there. You can go see for yourselves. The survivor is I don't even remember the guy's name. I think it was Gabriel, I think. Um, and they haven't released any information that I know of on any perks or anything like that. I don't know if there's any leaks or anything out there with that information out. Um, they do have a new map that's going to be coming to this one. They got a bunch of new cosmetics and stuff that are going to be coming. They've laid out their roadmap. They're going to be having 4 killers for this next season. I think it's gonna be a killer and a survivor this month in June, a new survivor in July, a new killer and survivor in August, a new survivor in October, a new killer survivor in January. Or yeah, I think it's January, and then there's a new survivor, I wanna say in March. Then and then as well as the new survivor coming in, July, they already have a bunch of videos, and they did announce that that's gonna be Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is gonna be coming in Dead by Daylight playing himself, Nicolas Cage, as
Oh
Nicolas
my.
Cage. That's gonna be kinda cool. And then they're doing a lot of quality of life improvements, bug fixes. They're trying to be more involved with the community. They're getting out there on Reddit. They started their own TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, you can interact with the developers, Dead by Daylight developers over there. They said they're going to try and be more active with the community and listen to them more to try and get fixes out. Try and help balance the game a lot better. They have new reporting systems. One really cool new feature that's going to be coming to their perk system is they're adding a search bar in there. And what that search bar is going to allow you to do is because there is so many perks when you're trying to go through real quick and look for stuff or trying to help set up like perk builds, it's going to be able to help in the sense that you could just type in a word in the name of the perk that you're looking for if you don't know the whole name and you can't find it. Or you could type in something it has to do with. And one of the examples that they gave during the live stream was if you're looking for perks to help with generators or, help repair generators quicker or whatever, whatnot, you could type generator into the search bar and all the perks having to do with generators are going to pop up and you could try and make a build off of those perks that they put in front of you right there. So makes it definitely for newer people coming in. It's going to be a really cool thing. Um, they're going to be coming out with a new feature to try and combat face camping. I know they said, and what that's going to be is it sounds like when a survivor gets hooked from the killer, um, is it depends on how close the killer stays to the hooked survivor, but a bar is going to start to fill up. Once that bar fills up, I think they were saying you're gonna get a haste effect, so you're gonna get a quick little speed boost. You're gonna have you're gonna get endurance, and then you're going to be able to unhook yourself once that bar fills up. So you get a free unhook. Now that happens while the generators are still up and going. Once the last generator gets completed and the exit gates get opened, that doesn't happen. That feature kinda goes out the window because defending that survivor is the killer's last objective that they have, and they don't wanna penalize the killer for just trying to complete his last objective. Along with that, if generators still need to be completed and a survivor does get hooked, when if you got other survivors, like, dive bombing in trying to save that survivor, it's going to slow down that bar because it's something that that's a play in the game that's gonna make that killer stay there near the hook, and they don't wanna penalize the killer for having to stay there just trying to do his objective that he's supposed to be doing there. So, it's really gonna apply for those really, really bad cases of face camping, actually, cases that me and Helen experienced last night. I couldn't belie it hasn't happened to me in a while. I was really surprised it even happened to us last night, but we were able to get into some games and play after we watched this live stream and got all juiced for it and stuff. But it's gonna really be those cases where, that guy's just sitting in front of them. That bar is gonna be able to fill up really, really quick. Hopefully, you'll be able to hop off the hook real quick and get away for free. Um, and that was the Dead by Daylight 7th anniversary stream. Again, like I said, you can go check that out on YouTube. Next thing I have up here from IGN, Lord of the Rings MMO is coming from New World developer Amazon Games. So I know Amazon has been trying to develop a new Lord of the Rings MMO for some time now. Um, I guess this is just an announcement basically saying that they're back on track because I think they've tried and stopped like a couple times, more than once, more than twice, I think. And oh, actually, it says right here. Massive. Oh, it says this one is the massively multiplayer online game, which is completely separate from 2007's Lord of the Rings Online and from Amazon's previously canceled Lord of the Rings MMO. Yeah, so right there, previously canceled. But it says this one is separate. I'm not sure if it is or not. It says this is going to feature stories of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings book trilogy. I wonder. I think this could be really, really something really, really cool, especially if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. Um, I hope they do this just like I said, I hope they do Avatar. I hope they do them like Planet Side 2, where it's just got a shitload of people and you can drop in as a class or something and you can spawn to a location and just get right into the battle or right into the war just with a bunch of people. I think that'd be freaking cool. Um, Along with this, though, I do know that they have a separate Lord of the Rings game that's out. It's Lord of the Rings Online, and Amazon says that, or is I don't think the developer of this Lord of the Rings Online that's already out. Yeah, I don't think it's Amazon. I think it's a separate developer already, but they said that that is not going to go anywhere. So people that are playing that and are already invested into that MMO, that game's still gonna be up and running despite Amazon launching their own. Yeah, this is a separate developer. I don't know who it is, but I'm sure it's separate. So you don't need to worry about that one going anywhere when this new if this new one launches and gets big, but it's already been canceled, I think, like I said, 2 or 3 times. So we'll see if this one actually goes anywhere. Hogwarts Legacy for Nintendo Switch. If you've been waiting for that, well, that just got another delay. I'll be really surprised, if
Knew
this
that was
doesn't
gonna
get.
happen.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be really surprised if this just doesn't have, or if it. I'll be really surprised if it does happen. I won't be surprised if they just can this all together because it's already happened with multiple Switch games,
Oh
and
yeah.
I mean, it's a bummer. It's funny because Hogwarts Legacy, I originally wanted on Nintendo Switch. When this got announced and they said that this was going to be coming to all the consoles, I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's my Switch game right there." But
Nope.
yeah, that got
Waited.
delayed. I ended up not being able to wait any longer, and I broke down and got it for PS5.
Saying they're gonna start delaying a lot of current gens right now. They already
Uh,
did it for Xbox and place or for for Xbox One and PS4 already. Now the Switch.
yeah, it says. Well, no, they did get it released. It did end up
Oh,
coming
they
out.
did. Oh, good.
Yeah, it got delayed, like you said. It did
Mhm.
get delayed, but it I don't know. I don't know if the Switch version is gonna go through. There's another game, I can't remember. It was really, really recent that was supposed to come out to Switch, and Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Yeah, Marvels.
They ended up really I think that was recently within the last month that they finally came out and said that it's not happening. And I was
Mm.
waiting for actually Marvel's Midnight Suns, one of the reasons I held off on that one as well. I was waiting for that to be a Switch game too. I thought that was gonna be a good Switch game. And so I was waiting for that. They said that wasn't happening though, and then like I said, Xbox put it on sale and I couldn't pass that up. So, all right, well, we'll keep you Nintendo Switch fans updated on the Hogwarts Legacy though. We'll see where that one ends up going. All right, we got a little bit of news, I guess good or bad depending on how you look at it. Starfield's ESRB rating reveals drugs, in-game purchases, and of course, jetpack sex. Um Yeah, I don't know how you look at that. Not sure if jetpack sex is a good or bad thing.
My God.
But um I know that Cyberpunk 2077 had somewhat similar ESRB ratings. I think Cyberpunk 2077's was even worse than that. But I still need to see this Starfield Direct that's going to be coming out in June. Um, I thought I was being a little harsh on it when I was saying that in previous episodes when I was saying I just need to see more of it. I just need to see more of it. But really recently in a lot of other podcasts I've been listening to, everyone's been saying that now. So I know I'm I'm on the right track. I feel like I still just need to see more of it. I did hear one thing about it, another positive, that they some video or something got leaked that was supposed to be having to do with some of the combat and showing off the mechanics and stuff, and I heard that it looked really good. I heard that only from one article. I don't remember the article. So whether or not the article was credible or not, I don't know. Um but I think me and many other people are going to be looking forward to the Starfield Direct that's coming up here June 11th. Okay, moving on from that one. Oh, not doing that one. So it looks like Fear Fest is going to be returning. Fear Fest returns this September with first ever horror game awards, and this is coming off IGN. I just want to throw this in there because we do stream a lot of horror games. I of course, if you know me, love Halloween. This year we'll actually hopefully
Oh,
be
I know you
going.
do.
We'll hopefully be going to Tahoe this Halloween. Oops, somehow I just went to Twitter on accident.
Mm.
Oh, that's why, because I clicked on the link. All right. But so Fear Fest is going to be returning. They're going to be having their own horror game awards. So I think that'll be something pretty cool. I'll read, let's see. It says Feardemic is going to be holding a 2-day event, which will begin on September 6th and be available to watch live exclusively on IGN's YouTube and Twitch channels starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. UK time. The coverage kicks off with Black Summer 2023, a spooky 3-hour showcase of 2023 and 2024's most anticipated horror games with world premiere trailers. That's going to be freaking awesome. They're going to be having world premieres on the newest horror games coming up, so those are going to be brand new. Make sure you guys save that day if you want to tune into that and check out those. Developer interviews, special guest appearances, and content creator reactions. Actually, I think is there a trailer for this? Yeah, hang on. I think there
It
is.
should be.
People listening, you got to get over to Twitch or YouTube. Let's see here.
We scared the living daylights out of you last year.
And we're back in 2023 to do it all over again.
But this time, we have something even bigger in store for you.
We'll be showcasing the most anticipated horror games coming your way in 2023 and 2024.
Plus a ton of indie horror.
And we're going to be covering them all in gruesome detail.
So mark your calendars for September 6th, 2023.
Because that's when we'll be unleashing Feardemic's Fear Fest, Black Summer 2023.
Before you ask, no, it's not too early to start getting excited.
This year, we're taking things up a notch and introducing the first ever Horror Game Awards.
Join me and my fellow horror fans on September 7th, 2023.
As we broadcast live from the most haunted theater in all of Krakow.
To celebrate the biggest horror releases of the past year.
And the best part?
The winners will be taking home a golden bat.
I mean, who doesn't want a bat-shaped trophy?
So, join us at Fear Fest 2023.
We promise to make it an unforgettable experience with 2 nights of fright.
But only if you think you can handle it.
All right, so that was the trailer for the Black Summer showcase that we talked or just mentioned on September 7th. That looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for that one. I'm hoping to see some pretty cool new horror games coming out there. Resident Evil 4 is going to be in there. Hopefully, Callisto Protocol is going to be in there. Speaking of Callisto Protocol, that there's supposed to be new story DLC coming out for that this summer. Which when that drops, that's when Callisto Protocol is going to get streamed here. That's for sure. You're gonna still gotta do another gameplay of that.
You haven't got the season pass, or?
Yeah, I did. I do have it. I'm just waiting for them to put it out. Yeah.
Oh, then you're all good then.
Yep. So, okay. Going on to the next one. We're almost done here. We're almost out of here. VR skater. So I wanted to bring this up. One, I used to, if you know me again, I used to skateboard a freaking ton. So this is VR skater. Says lets you skate like a pro on PSVR 2. I thought it looked pretty cool, but since we got you here now, Tony, I gotta ask, you got the
Mhm.
PSVR 2, right?
Yes, I do.
Have you played it at all yet?
I haven't. I mean, I just said I'll
Oh,
never. No, I haven't. No, I haven't played it. I'm just waiting until there's new games out.
yeah. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. I might have to buy this VR skater and then come over and try it on your PSVR too. This one looks like it's pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's what the PSVR skater looks like. Just kind of go over it really, really quick. It looks like you're kind of you're skateboarding in VR, but you're using your hands for everything. It looks like you're using your hands for all the tricks and everything. But they
Hmm.
said it they have a video up, I guess. Oh, it's actually an IGN video. I was watching it a little bit ago and they have like commentary over it. And the guy was saying like he didn't think he would like it. And I guess he was an avid skateboarder as well. He didn't think he'd like it. He thought it'd be too easy, like kind of dumb. And I guess they ended up having a lot of fun with it. So I'm curious to see how that one is actually. I do kind of want to try buy that and come over and try it, and maybe we'll set
Oh
something up
yeah.
for that.
Hmm.
And then let's see here. Last but not least, we're into TV, movies, entertainment, and I got two movies that I watched that I wanted to mention real quick. First one is did see the Dungeons and Dragons. Me and Helen watched that, and I remember I was talking to Josh last time, and I was telling him about the last couple movies I saw. I think it was 65 with Adam Driver when I said I paid $20 for it through Comcast or whatever, and I was like, I don't know if I rented or bought it, and he was saying, oh, I think you bought it if it was $20. Well, no. Come to find out that those brand new movies that are coming out, it's $20 just to rent them. To buy them, it's
Oh
like
yeah.
30.
Oh yeah. No.
And I know that because I just did it with Dungeons and Dragons. I actually took a look at it this time, but
Yeah. No.
what happened was we went on there and we were looking at it. We saw the price, and it was between we are gonna watch Dungeons and Dragons, Renfield, or one more. There's another movie I forgot. We ended up going with Dungeons and Dragons, and it was good. It was definitely worth the watch. Um, I don't think it was worth that $20 price tag. I believe Dungeons and Dragons just came to Paramount Plus too. I think it's streaming on Paramount Plus. So if you got Paramount Plus, it's definitely worth going over there and seeing it. Even I think I think a month of Paramount Plus is cheaper than $20. So even paying a month of Paramount Plus just to watch it might be worth it, honestly. But Renfield, I didn't pay $20 for. I went somewhere else to watch that. But Renfield was actually really, really good. Talking about Nicolas Cage, actually, it's that Nicolas Cage vampire movie. And Renfield, I actually think would have been worth $20. Just like I said that Avatar when we got it, that was worth it completely. Yeah, I think Renfield was completely worth it. That was a really, really good one. So if you got a chance to, I would say see Dungeons and Dragons or Renfield, both of those are worth it. My gripe with Dungeons and Dragons, why I don't think it was worth the $20 to me, I in the previews for it, I thought it looked really funny. And it was funny, but I don't think I think they showed all the funny parts during the previews. I think that was the problem with Dungeons and Dragons. So by the time it got to some of the funniest parts of the movie, they had already been shown or you had already seen them. That was my only thing with Dungeons and Dragons. Have you seen any new I know you go to the movies a ton, Tony. You haven't seen nothing new recently?
No, I haven't.
What was the last movie you went and saw at the movies?
I think it was. I don't even remember. But
Well,
it's
you
been a
haven't been in a
while.
while?
No, I haven't.
Ah, all right. All right. So I got one piece of TV movie entertainment news. And if you guys are familiar with the game Five Nights at Freddy's film. I don't know if we mentioned this. I know there's a lot of video game, TV shows, and movies that are getting ready to come out. I know we've talked about a ton. And if you're, like I said, follow it. You got to follow us on Facebook. Keep up with it. I've been posting. There's been a ton of movie ideas and movies that are in production that we don't even talk about on here. There's been so many I know because I post a lot of them on there. So you want to keep up with that. Follow us on there. So Five Nights at Freddy's, though, that's going to be getting its first film, and it looks like the actor from it, if you've seen Hunger Games, it's going to be the guy from Hunger Games, one of the main guys with Jennifer Lawrence. I forgot his name. He's it looks like he's the security guard in it that starts working at the place. If you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, Five Nights at Freddy's is a old PC game, and what you do is you're this security guard who comes into this job, and the person who hires you is like, oh, thank you for taking this, no one wanted to take this. Basically, this, I think it's a pizza place you're working in, almost like a Chuck E. Cheese. They have all these little, like, these people in costumes, like one's a bear, one's a rabbit. Oh, you can't see it, all my
Yeah,
oh
no.
jeez, I smacked my mic too. All my Funko Pops up top over here. I got a whole Five Nights at Freddy's set up there, but I got different ones, and they're possessed, and they come and try and, I guess, kill you per se. And you're, as the security guard, you're sitting in this control room, and there's different rooms that lead to your control room, and there's cameras in each of those rooms. So what your thing is you're supposed to look at those cameras, because the mannequins or the people in the costume will start moving room to room, and you got to try and locate them and find them, because when they get to the room that's right next to yours, like your room's the next one to go to, you have to get out of the camera view, and when they pop, you have to look at, you usually have two doors on your left and your right, and you just kind of wait for them, and when they pop their head in, you got like a second, you got to move your mouse over to the button and click shut the door, and shut the door on their face, and wait for them to leave, and they usually go back. And it's kind of like it's a jump scare game. I think I had some gameplay streaming that a while ago, but it used to get me freaking good. It used to get me real freaking good. Maybe we could stream some of that one day. I have Five Nights at Freddy's, I think 1 through 5 on my PC. I think I was on number 2 the last time I played. I think I just beat the first one. So maybe we can get some of that later on in the summer or something. That'd be a good one to stream. That'd be a funny one.
I know Josh streamed it before. I don't know if
Josh
you
streamed?
remember that.
You did Five
Yeah.
Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, remember? He got hella scared. You remember he got jump scared one time?
I think, was I with them?
Yeah, you were with him.
Okay, I do remember that.
You were at his house when he was streaming Five Nights at Freddy, and he's like, "Whoa, the fuck was that shit?"
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, you were over Josh's last time. I think that was the last time he streamed it, or
That
twice,
was a long time ago. That was like years ago.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. That's all the news. You got anything else to add, Tony?
No, I think that's it.
All right. So, like I said, everyone, make sure you guys go follow us: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Give us a subscribe, follow everything. Turn on your notifications. You find out when we're going live. We are going to be back later on this evening. We'll be back at 5 p.m. Like I said, me and Tony will jump on Redfall. We'll be back live here on this channel. We'll probably get the multi-stream up and going. And then we'll get you some gameplay on that. You guys can see for yourself the bugs we were talking about. See if I'm still waiting to see if I experience any of that crazy stuff that I was seeing on other people's. So I'm still waiting for it. But so far, we're having fun with the game. I just picked up the last time I played. I've been itching to play too, and I've been waiting for this game day to freaking play. But I think the last time I played, I ended up picking up a couple of really, really good guns. I was doing some work with them. So I think we'll start fresh though, Tony. If you haven't played yet, right?
I have not played it yet.
So the story progress for the game, this was another one of people's complaints, which I'm like, I don't know, here or there on it, but this is the same thing in Dying Light. Story progress doesn't carry over from people's games. Yeah. So I'm already ahead of you in the story though. Like I'm a little bit of, but that's fine. I'm a little ahead of you. So when we play today, we'll start your game, and then we'll just start from scratch from the very beginning.
Okay.
And then we will get you all up to speed.
All right.
All right. Other than that, everybody, thank you for watching. Remember, make sure to follow us on all those platforms, and we'll have times and days out that we're going to be doing for all these summer game shows, and we'll get that going. All right, thank you guys for watching, and make sure you tune back in at 5 p.m. for Redfall. We'll see you guys later on.
Peace.
Nights made of gold and silver, we're feeling crystallized. Night starts coming, and we fall into rhythms now, going with the current. Night starts coming, and we fall in. Things are going down, certainly orange.